wrestling debate.
This is Dean Ambrose's chance to show the company that they're overlooking him. Yeah. Like I said, this ain't positive with the Hell in a Cell idea. It's that Ambrose will be fighting two main event guys on a pay-per-view possibly. So if he does well, he wrestles a decent match, John Cena Orton, there's no reason really why the company can't overlook him anymore.
And now here's Tyler Warner and Wayne Churchill.
And yeah, I guess we'll start off with our Hell in a Cell review.
Yes.
A chance for Dean Ambrose to shine in a main event spot, as well as Seth Rollins, since they would actually go on to have that match as the main event, fortunately, and not the Orton and the Cena one. But it started off well. I mean, I guess if you want to go with the pre-show.
Let's just put it this way: after the Cardinals and Eagles game ended, I immediately went on my laptop and hit. And I think at that point, immediately. As soon as I do that, I see Mark Henry and Bo Dallas in the ring. Of course, Bo Dallas is not calling himself Bo Dallas in Dallas, Texas. It's Bo Washington, released one night. It's cheap, but it for a heel, it's gonna get you some kind of heat probably. And I'm thinking, okay, the man's beat Mark Henry like 3 times in a row already, but nope. The Bo train quickly has been completely derailed, and I'm just curious why the hell they even called this guy up on the main roster anymore, because they're clearly not doing anything with the man. Less than a minute, Mark Henry crushed the man.
Yeah,
So I
didn't see that part, but
it was you didn't miss much. It was just Mark Henry. The match lasted maybe a total of 30 seconds, probably. Tyler.
Yeah.
It was very short.
Yeah. I mean, then again, I don't feel like I missed much with pre-matches, anyways. But so yeah, that was the pre-show, and then I actually picked up when I guess the actual pay-per-view started.
Yeah.
With Cesaro and Dolph Ziggler.
2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah, I mean it was good stuff. I wish it could have gone longer because it was it was great technical wrestling.
There were some people questioning why they go to a third fall. Usually it's always a guarantee.
Yeah, I mean I don't have a problem with that, but just like it could have gone longer.
Apparently, and this might explain why Cesaro got his ass kicked by Ambrose also, and why on Friday he's going to also lose to Ambrose in the match. Apparently, the company was not happy with him commenting on the fact that people were sick and tired of Cena versus Orton.
Yeah.
So I remember it was like some interview he did, and he said the words are like, well, look, it's a new generation, and people are sick and tired of seeing Cena versus Orton for the 100th time in that. And apparently the company did not like the fact, because in their mind, the company's mind, this is Magic versus Larry Bird. I mean, we're going to talk about that video hyping up this match. I mean, but no, I mean, so that's the reason there. That's supposedly why Ziggler pulled it off. I mean, like I said, to me, he's not going to be in the doghouse forever because the guy's too damn talented just to throw him under the bus.
Yeah.
It's almost like Ziggler when supposedly that was the same reason why he also dropped the ball with them too, because he made those like comments of, well, I don't know why Randy Orton gets all these second chances here. I'm just as good as he is in the ring. I don't know why all of a sudden everybody was listening to Orton. He's the only guy who can go in the ring.
Yeah.
And, apparently Ziggler makes those kind of comments and can't make those comments there.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was good, definitely good stuff though out of them.
Yeah, but it probably should have gone longer. But yeah, I mean Ziggler retains the belt.
Yeah.
So,
which I think we kind of predicted anyways.
Yeah. Well, no. I had Cesaro winning. I thought this would be the only title change happening in a night.
Oh yeah, I don't even remember what I picked. I mean, I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter in the end, anyways.
But anyway, yeah, no. So Ziggler retained.
With the next attack.
No, it was Nikki versus Brie.
Nikki, yeah. Well, yeah. Notice how I don't even really remember. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, no. I mean,
it was bathroom break match. I know it decided.
I mean, like I said, I watched the match. It wasn't a bad match. I mean, like I said, there wasn't really one bad match on this show. Yeah. Actually, the last few pay-per-views really hasn't been a bad match on the show.
Yeah,
there's been short matches maybe, but I would call them bad. But
yeah.
So I do know I picked Nikki because usually in a feud where it involves somebody being someone's servant, the babyface almost always loses.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Nikki wins and Brie's gonna be I guess Nikki's servant, or as they called originally, her bitch for a month. So. I mean, so I guess that's pretty much it there. I mean, but
not much else to say.
We said that the feud obviously is still going. I mean,
Yeah, just at a much lesser extent as it was going.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you had that, and then was it the tag team champion?
Yes.
Okay, that was the tag team championships. Yeah, I mean, again, I wasn't too surprised by Goldust and Stardust winning.
Yeah.
I
knew it was gonna be a good match because, I mean, I think the problem is that they've maybe overexposed both of these teams maybe too much.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like I said, what they did in this match was nothing that they haven't done in past matches so far.
Yeah.
So I mean, it wasn't a bad match. I mean, it was once again a great match in that. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from these two teams in that, but the problem here I think was overexposure. I think we see these guys wrestle each other how many times on Raw leading up to the pay-per-view. Yeah. They also wrestled in the last pay-per-view too. So, we already know what these guys are capable of in the ring. We weren't expecting anything new or from this match here. Now, speaking of overexposure feuds, let's get to the Randy Orton versus John Cena one, which happened after that.
Yeah.
Let's start with the video package at the air at the beginning. Thoughts comparing it to Hogan Piper, Rock Austin McMahon, one of the greatest feuds of this generation.
Yeah, I don't know. It just, again, I mean, it seemed a little forced that they put the match together in the first place, and
yeah.
So,
but Tyler, it's the last time these guys could be in the ring together.
Yeah, it's so called the last time. And yeah.
We'll see. They kept them off of Raw, but let's see. Let's see how long it takes them this time until they're right back in the ring together or against each other.
Yeah.
But no, I'll say it again here. Cena's best feuds, I think it's Edge and maybe Punk then, and Orton. I guess you could put him third, but every time they face each other, I feel like I gotta drop Orton every time now because at the end of the day, quality tops quantity every time.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that they were zooming on this one Cena vs. Orton poster, but then it said Cena vs. Orton for the 121st time. And then they zoomed out quickly. It was like someone said, "Hey, go to that Cena vs. Orton poster in the back." I just imagine Kevin Dunn, the production truck, going, "Hey guys, go to that Cena vs. Orton poster." Yeah. No, fade out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So
I mean, there's some guys. Well, first of all, let's talk about something that I want to talk about. I'm just going to talk to you on Sunday about it here. The story you posted on the channel about Orton.
Oh yeah, it wasn't it was a rumor,
Well, I gotta ask you a question. What source did you use? Like who did you look at and say, "Oh yeah, this looks credible"?
NoDQ.com posted something about it, and then like WrestleZone.
Oh, see,
WrestleZone I know is normally, but I mean, NoDQ posted something about it, and I looked into it, and just to kind of get people to notice the channel a little more as well. I'll probably do stuff like that more often and post little videos. But hopefully maybe more.
But here's the problem, Tyler. The story wasn't true.
Well, yeah, I kind of said like it's speculation right now, and this apparently happened.
Yeah, but if we're gonna do that, I want to post ones that are pretty reliable.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, WrestleZone is not a reliable one.
No, but I mean, I saw it on NoDQ then.
But I don't even consider them. I don't even look at them as a reliable source either. I mean,
well, I said in the video, multiple sources.
Look for me. I mean, the only reason why I looked at this maybe at one point as being anything relevant was when Bleacher Report reported on it. They tend to be pretty reliable with their stuff.
Yeah.
Grant, I think it took them a while. They kind of retracted that and said like, okay, well, it might not have been as bad as initially reported. Reported there. So in other words, yeah, he might have been hurt, but not as bad as initially reported in that.
Yeah.
But to me, the most reliable one that I ever looked at was C Scoops. They usually, first of all, they don't report based on other sources. They report based on known sources in that.
Yeah. And
they even retract other wrestling site sources too. Like, I mean, I'm glad you didn't say this one individual. And this one individual drives me insane on YouTube. He's like 41,000 subscribers too. He probably this is what he does for a living probably, because when you have this many subscribers on YouTube, Tyler, you probably get paid to do this shit then eventually. But Sean, was it Sean View Entertainment or something like that? I don't know if you ever seen this guy.
I probably have, but
This guy says he's like the most consistent, prolific like person in YouTube history in that when it comes to wrestling news. And I'll give that, but for him it's quantity over quality every time. He posts like 10 stories every day, and maybe 5 of them are bullshit. And he never says that they're bull. He never retracts it. Then he might say because he play with what you said, which is, well, it's rumor and it's speculation. Well, if it's rumored and speculation, then report it as rumored and speculation. Because what he does in his YouTube channel, he says, breaking news. Big, huge news story. It's not huge and breaking if it's just rumored and speculation.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm guilty of this too. It's almost like with movie sites now too, when they report like movie news, like I don't know, like the recent one, which is Robert Downey Jr.'s joining Captain America 3, or was it final negotiations to do it, which turned out to be true that's because Variety reported on it, and I trust Variety; they have a more consistent record here. But it was from some other but I've known ones in the past like that reported like, oh, Christian Bale is going to play Batman and Batman v Superman again in that, but the source, I didn't believe it because the source was bullshit, pretty much. But anyway, so for wrestling sites, I'm very careful which one's important. I'll give you an example of Sean View Entertainment, for example. He reported a story one time that Kurt Angle was going to, rumored, to return at the Royal Rumble. Could happen.
Yeah.
Not saying it can't happen. I mean, granted, it looks like he's going to be signed with TNA according to C-Scoops. It looks like in the end. It looks like, which I figured was going to be the case to begin with, because I don't know how much of an offer WWE was going to make to Kurt Angle. Because I know how the position of that company is with him right now. That's what the view is. But then like a day later, it went to then Kurt Angle rumored to be in the main event of WrestleMania 31. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, so now so first of all, he hasn't even been confirmed to be signed with the company yet. So now he's saying Royal Rumble and now the main event of Mania. So he's going to battle for the belt now all of a sudden. Yeah. Sudden there. Once again, he never retracted any of these stories here. Yesterday he reported that TNA had an executive in New York City who was going to sign a new TV deal. C-Scoops reported, actually retracting that story, saying, "Look, they're not signing a TV deal yet." In fact, the guy that the report was mentioning is still in his office in Nashville, Tennessee. When TNA headquarters down there. I mean, all I'm saying is that we're going to do that, and like I said, it gives you views. I know news on YouTube gives you views, but I want it to be consistent.
Well, it was speculative, and I mean, I basically used it as a way, because I even said you can catch us talking about, whatever is true about this, including the match.
And really, none of it was true. None of it was true. I mean, Warner took some spots in the match that maybe
I didn't say it was true.
And more importantly, if it was a major injury, though,
he wouldn't have been in the match.
WWE would have reported on it too.
Yeah,
and that's the key thing too. At the end of the day, the key source is the company itself.
Yeah,
and really, until the company itself reports on it, it's bullshit. Really, on the internet.
Well, yeah, I mean, it could have been something nagging. I basically just said, we'll take it day by day. We'll see.
Yeah, but
what happens.
How you labeled the video was major injury
with a question mark at the end of it.
But I said, I'm just saying there. I'm just saying, if you want to do this here, I want you to maybe be more consistent with the story.
I was saying it was a rumor.
Okay, but
I said these are rumors. This is speculation that's going around.
Okay, but I don't want bullshit going on the channel though.
Well, it's not BS if it's basically a comment saying, there's speculation right now going on. Wayne and I will talk about the truth of it. Okay. As well as what happens in the match.
Okay, but I'm just saying, for future, if you want to do that, because like I said, news brings views. Yeah. I get that. But much like Sean's Entertainment there, most of his news is bullshit. Yeah. Yet he has 400,000 subscribers. Why? Because he offers 10 news stories in a day.
Yeah.
A day in that. But, there's a reason why I like guys like Solomeister, in that, because they don't preach everything that's on the interwebs and that, because they filter it out. They wait a week maybe to see if any stories actually have valid to it.
Yeah. And then by that point,
and really for me, C-Scoops never reported on anything related to Randy Orton at all at this time here, which to me shows you how liable they are as a source, because they probably looked through it and just said it's bullshit. It's not even speculation. It's bullshit. There's nothing. The company, nobody in the company's talking about it. Nobody. I mean, there was nothing on C Scoops about this Randy Orton injury deal, which just means to say it's bullshit.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, but I saw so many channels, try to get the first to get that news out there, and all of a sudden they report on it, and as if it, some like I said, you said rumor, some report it as confirmation, confirmed.
Yeah. Well, I don't go there and see, like, the thing is, like, now we can sit here and say, yeah, that apparent injury was BS, and so if anybody thought that was, like, a real me, like, thinking it was real news or anything, I guess the joke's on you. I didn't phrase it that way, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, we could sit here now and realize that was kind of BS.
I'm just saying, for future, I want stuff that has more validity to it.
Well, I mean, it's talkable. I mean, whether it's talkable.
But Tyler, that's my problem. though. That's why people post this stuff on the internet all the time. It's talkable. It's the bait topic. It brings discussion to the table. Okay, but can I have some facts attached to it?
But it says, like, Wayne and I will talk about it on the Great Wrestling Debate. If it's valid, we'll talk about what happens in the match.
I like to talk about something that actually factually happened. Too. I don't want to talk about retracting a story every time because well, it was speculated in that.
Well, I mean, like I said,
I'm just saying, Tyler. If we want to be, I just want to be consistent when it comes to these kind of deals.
It was mainly as, like, a way to, like, we're going to talk about this, on the Great Wrestling, tune in. I mean, it's kind of mainly that.
Yeah, I know, but I want to talk about something that actually could happen, or that's what I'm just saying. I don't want to talk about. Well, it turns out the story wasn't real.
Well, like I said, it could have been a nagging injury, and it would have been interesting to see how WWE would have worked through it if it was.
I don't know. 25 minute. It was a 25-minute match. Or it took pretty hard on bumps in the match.
Yeah, and then obviously that goes to show that. Yeah, obviously
because
that was BS
some of the other stories that came out attached to the story was also like the match was going to go 10 minutes long. It's going to be a shortened match. Well, it ended up probably going longer than the Rollins Ambrose match did. If you think about it, but like I said, that's I just wanted to bring it up there just because when I saw that, I'm like, oh god, no, don't tell me we're going to be those.
But then if you listen to it, it's fair. It's not it's not confirming anything. That's the point. Yeah,
I know there, but it's just I want to be. If we're going to do that, I want to be a reliable source, and reliable is about making sure that the story is at least somewhat accurate and true. I mean, not just because everybody. I don't just want to report on a story because every other channel or site is reporting on this story here because they might all be dead wrong.
Yeah, but I mean, then again, we bring up speculation all the time in this program as well.
Well, I said I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty of it too in that, but I also want to try to not fall through the rabbit hole, which so many other people do. Yeah. And like I said, it happens not just in the wrestling stuff, movie news, television news. That all happens through these interweb sites. And I'm not saying no. TMZ breaks big ones all the time in that. Yeah. And that's supposed to be like a tabloid, like hitting camera website there. But they've breaking some big stories in the past in that channel. The biggest one probably the Ray Rice deal in the NFL in that. So, I mean, I'm not saying some channels, don't catch the golden goose, lays the golden egg once in a while there, but they also can catch a lot of shit once in a while too. And I want to be one that doesn't just vomit out everything that comes on the internet there. Because not everything that comes out is it has a lot of accuracy to it.
Like I said, this is only every now and then I'll want to post something and. I mean, I'll like start off with we'll talk about whatever in the Great Wrestling. It's kind of a plug.
If you want to do that, maybe because that could bring up subscriber knows it. That's fine. But I want to be sure that
I'm not gonna consistency. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I mean, I won't post something that I'm not sure, and obviously, claim that it's confirmed or anything. I won't, BS anything like that.
I said, for me, C Scoops is very reliable. They tend to be. I mean, hell, they're the one that broke the Daniel Bryan was gonna have his titles vacated. Like they were the first channel to break that story there. Yeah, it turned to be accurate. And granted, that was because WWE also kind of teased it during Raw also a bit. And even the weeks ahead, they even said like, "Well, Bryan's not healthy," and that, and clearly Bryan was not going to get any better. So I mean, there was validity to their story for saying, yeah, they're going to vacate the titles tonight.
Yeah. Now, the Orton and Cena match,
yes.
you know.
Yeah, let's get to the match back. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, it was a Hell in a Cell match, and I don't know. It seemed more like a tables match. I don't know. They didn't really.
Well, yeah. I mean, some people have said
they weren't going to do much with the cell, really.
Well, that was the criticism there, which was that this thing we need to be a cell match.
It's more
not going to use the cell that much.
It's more of just like a hardcore match, and they put each other through tables.
I mean,
it was decent though. I mean, wasn't a classic, but
once again, overexposure. What I've seen in this match is what we've seen in past Orton and Cena matches. Him, you know, it's like, oh, but Wayne, Orton reversing the attitude adjustment to an RKO. Look, yeah, it's a sweet spot, but he's done that in how many Cena matches?
Yeah, I've seen him do that a few years ago through a table. I remember. So I mean,
Wayne, Cena does an attitude adjustment from the second rope on Orton. Cool spot. Yeah, it was a cool spot, but he's done it before.
Yeah.
And I believe also
it was kind of predictable that was going to happen then too.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would have been.
I was like, look,
this company is all about playing safe right now. So obviously, number one contender match, safe bet is Cena's going to face Brock for the belt again. Orton would have been a risky move, even if you were going to turn him babyface eventually. That would have been a risky move more than putting Cena in the match again. So this company doesn't take risk anymore, and especially with today's numbers, I doubt they're going to take risk going into the future. So look, for me, if you like the match, fine, you like the match. I didn't say it was a bad match. Like I said, there was no bad match in this show here. I'm just saying, due to this feud getting way too overexposed,
it wasn't.
I didn't see anything new. I've seen it all done before.
Yeah, and you know, kind of get what you pay for there. I mean, it was, you know, $9.99 at this. You know, that's kind of.
But like I said, that was my belief there. It's just that it wasn't that. I agree. Obviously, Sean View Entertainment was different. Things differently there. He thought that that it was a 5-star classic, and that the John Cena spot was amazing. Great. He's also a John Cena fan too, which irks me too, because that means he's kind of biased when it comes to most of his stories that he reports. Then
So then after that you had is that when you had the Divas Championship?
Yes.
And then AJ Lee retaining. You know.
Wait. Actually, I think you skipped 2 matches. You skipped Sheamus, Miz, and Rusev Big Show.
That's
That was the AJ Page one was in the final bathroom stop, which is before the main event.
Yeah.
The next one I believe was Sheamus versus Miz.
Yeah, I mean I was gonna get around it. I just
that's why I'm here, Tyler. Yeah. So no, it was Sheamus Miz. We both had Sheamus winning, obviously, and obviously on SmackDown it's gonna obviously we did. We both had Sheamus winning.
Well, yeah, we did, but no, go on.
But I mean, Sheamus wins, and apparently on SmackDown he's going to face Rusev finally. That feud's gonna happen. It looks like for the U.S. belt. Apparently that's Rusev's new goal. He's beating all these American wrestlers, so now he wants to take the U.S. championship from the Americans and show it to like Vladimir Putin or something like that. That's mostly what the promo is going to be on Friday. So I don't know. I mean, anyway, Sheamus, Miz. I mean, obviously the highlight was Miz.
Yeah, exactly.
Which we
especially after the match too.
I don't know. I thought the funniest spot was when he did a fake pin on the outside and Sheamus kicked out and he yelled at an imaginary ref and said, "That's 2! Yeah. That's 3! That's 3." Yeah. Like that. Like, that wasn't a 2 count. That was a 3 count.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the commentators.
Yeah.
I mean, the commentators even brought up about how they hey, it looks like Mizdow's getting more over than the Miz is right now. It looks like fans like the Mizdow more than the Miz. I mean, I think Miz might be jealous of his stunt double like more than him right now. So I obviously maybe they're starting to tease the whole maybe Mizdow breakup soon down the line with the Miz.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what Sandow does. I don't know if he goes back to doing his old intellectual gimmick or he's gonna play the Miz but do a better Miz than Miz was. I said I don't know, but it looks great. But yeah, the YMC deal was pretty entertaining at the end. But you know,
just like when he's laying there and Sheamus is like picking Miz's arm up and Mizdow raising his arm.
There were some people that thought they made Mizdow look bad though. I'm like, why? He got his ass. He was the one that got his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Miz was the one that took a bro kick at the end of the match.
Yeah.
I think Miz is looking like a joke right now compared to Miz now. Miz now is looking like the guy that's carrying Miz more than Miz carrying Miz now.
Yeah.
So, it wasn't bad. Rusev Big Show.
Yeah, I mean, kind of a false ending, The ref just kind of calling it.
Well, yeah. I did have a problem with Michael Cole saying that Big Show tapped out. Clearly, he didn't tap out.
Yeah.
He passed out. Once again, though, who was the heel in this match again? Mark Henry comes down. Actually, even tries to interfere in the match at one point.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's 2-on-1 here now. Two giants. I get it. Rusev is the bad Russian here, but how's Big Show here a good guy who needs Mark Henry's help to beat Rusev?
Yeah.
I mean, are wrestling fans really that gullible when it comes to some of this stuff here? I mean, I was just gullible in that there were some people that flipped out because they thought that the troop angle was taking it too far, even though it clearly was not a U.S. serviceman that took the bump.
Yeah.
We're crying out loud. The uniform of like I said last week at a party city. It wasn't even a real uniform.
Yeah.
I know people know you have real military uniforms. That wasn't it. So I don't know. Rusev wins. Obviously, he's still looking strong. I mean, and look, I actually like Michael Cole finally acknowledging, look, who can beat this guy? A real American couldn't do it. The world's strongest man couldn't do it, and the world's strongest athlete couldn't do it. Who's going to beat this guy finally? John Cena, but although there is this one guy on Raw who, if they promote it right, could maybe get the job done, maybe at Mania, maybe, but we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll get to that on Raw. So then we had Paige versus AJ.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't bad. Once again, it wasn't a bad match.
It
was in a bad spot. I mean, the match before the main event's always a bad spot. I mean, I remember when Reigns and Orton did that at SummerSlam too. That was a bad spot for that match.
Yeah.
It's right before the Cena Lesnar match. I mean, it's just that spot's always been a bad spot for talent. So, did you see the Mick Foley tweet? It was during that spot with Paige and AJ, and it's where you see a guy in a Mankind outfit and a guy in a very good Bray Wyatt outfit. Mick Foley thought that was actually Bray Wyatt sitting in the stands, getting ready for his spot for Hell in a Cell. I mean, I can't believe. I mean, I will say this though, because I do remember when we went to the live event in Reading one time.
And there was that guy.
There was a guy there. The guy clearly was not Bray Wyatt. He had the outfit, but he didn't have the beard or the facials or anything there. This guy did have the facials down, but that was a fan. It kind of gave it away since he sat next to a Mankind.
Yeah. Who
dressed up in a very poorly Mankind outfit too. I mean, obviously Bray Wyatt when he did the spot was underneath the ring for the match. I mean, obviously that's how they always do those spots inside a cell. So I just laughed when like Mick Foley, a veteran, a guy who's worked in this industry, thought that was actually Bray Wyatt maybe then, but whatever. I mean, it's Mick.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I said, it wasn't a bad match. AJ retains. Maybe she'll get a new feud now finally.
Maybe, yeah. Especially if Paige might be involved with Total Divas.
Actually, prediction is probably gonna be Nikki Bella. It looks like Nikki is gonna win matches with the help of Brie. Reluctantly, of course, but that's gonna lead to probably a feud, and maybe then Brie will screw Nikki over because she's still a servant for a month. After the Survivor Series, it's almost the end of November, which means she's no longer going to be a servant come December. So she could easily screw her sister over. Yeah, saying, "Hey, you wanted me out in your corner." Yeah, I tried to help you. I just screwed up.
Yeah. So then we get on to the main event.
Yeah.
I guess you could say with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, which I guess started out as hell on top of a cell, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Match technically not even beginning. Of course, with Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury being ordered to go up on top of the cell where Dean Ambrose is, and take care of Ambrose with the kendo stick, and then Rollins comes up, and and eventually that leads to the table spot. They're like climbing down the cage, the cage.
It was very similar to the Shawn Michaels spot in the first one. In fact, they even had the I don't know if you saw they had like a pole lined up underneath so they could place their
Well,
footing.
yeah, you could see. I think you'd even see like a couple like little foot platforms. I think.
Well, that's the same. So
yeah.
they could securely
And
put
you
make
can
sure
see,
they're in the right
yeah,
spot.
and you can see like holes that they cut out in the, you know, well, you can always see that in the cell. So
Well,
that where
not,
people,
not to mention the announcers making sure everything's clear off the table,
Yeah.
make sure all the chairs are in the back.
Yeah.
Like they did this spot as safe as humanly possible. I mean, once again, we're never gonna see another Mick
it was a
Foley
pretty
spot.
high, yeah,
It was still pretty high. Like I said, it was just as high as the Shawn Michaels spot
Yeah.
in the first one, which was still a very brutal spot. If you
Yeah.
ever saw the first Hell in a Cell match
Yeah.
between those two. Like I said, we're never going to see a Foley spot again. And even when I saw the top to top, I'm like, okay, I'm curious how they're going to
Yeah.
do this. Obviously, there's going to be some spot, but I knew, okay, no one's going to get, no one, I
it's
mean,
gonna get thrown off. The
I mean,
top.
I mean, it's not going to happen
Yeah.
anymore, especially with I think the cell was, like I said, taller than it used to be too. But even then, Foley said, don't do it. You're gonna take some years off of your career doing it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, it was safe, but it's still very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird because, yeah, I mean, because like Ambrose like
Yeah.
you know banged his head off the you know the cell, and then he fell down, and then like
Mhm.
Ambrose kind of fell down with him, you know, as if maybe he
No,
lost his balance, or-
no. What happened was Ambrose headbutted Rollins.
Yeah, he like headbutted. Okay, yeah,
That both caused him to ricochet off the cell.
yeah.
So
Alright.
yeah, Ambrose hurt himself by
He kinda
headbutting.
like yeah, so
but then he's supposed to be this insane guy in that.
yeah, so he goes through one table and Rollins goes through the other.
Yeah.
And, yeah. I mean, it was definitely crazy. And then they bring the stretchers and the gurdies out.
Which is which is all Mick Foley Undertaker again, pretty
Yeah.
much. I mean, obviously it was just the way for Ambrose just to come up and then just get Rollins back inside, and by then the bell officially rang, which got a huge pop.
Yeah,
Because this thing we gotta remember, I mean, like I remember like Corey was saying like, well, gee, I mean, Ambrose and Rollins were in the main event, but man, only a 13-minute match. I'm like, yeah, Corey, that's because they didn't count that whole
yeah. If you count, I mean, if you count,
cell
yeah,
spot as officially, because again, match times are based on when the bell rings
Right,
and when the match ends. Well, the bell didn't ring on the top of the cell because you
Right.
got to be inside the ring
Yeah.
still in a Hell in a Cell match for the match to officially start. So that whole spot, which probably took, I don't know, at least 8 minutes in that.
yeah, that whole
I
sequence.
mean, you add that on, it's very close to what Cena and Orton. I think Cena and Orton still had the longer match, but it would be closer than what it actually
Yeah.
showed. Like I said, even the Mankind Undertaker one too, which started on top of the cell. That match was only like 12 minutes long officially.
Yeah,
But that's because, once again, all those spots, not to mention the second spot for Foley, which doesn't get talked about too much, which was not planned. The one where he gets hip tossed
yeah,
and the top of the cell snapped off,
yeah.
and Foley took a brutal bump on the ring to the point where he had Terry Funk he ran straight into the ring because he actually thought that Foley was dead, and I think even Jerry Lawler even like joked about it when Foley came out and said like I remember his response was, "Oh God, he's dead." Now, he did like a comedic way too, almost like. But no, I believe that's when Foley had a concussion, and that's really when he doesn't even remember anything in the match at all. Like he doesn't remember using the thumbtacks and all that. He said like he was out
Yeah.
after that spot happened. But and I don't know, I think it was in No Way Out one time it was when he took on Triple H for the belt. They did like a similar spot, but it was actually planned this time.
Yeah.
They even did a bit where when Foley fell down, the ring kind of collapsed a little bit, like imploded a little bit, which usually means that it's planned. Like he's supposed to fall in that area. But anyway, so yeah, I mean the match was only 13 minutes long, but I mean, like I said, after you take a spot like that,
The overall
to even
sequence.
even if they're not sore or anything like that,
Yeah.
to sell in storyline the injuries, you gotta shorten the match, of course, because these guys are just running on fumes now, pretty much.
Yeah.
Now the ending, obviously the internet
Controversial.
didn't really like the ending.
Yeah.
Here's what I gotta say. Yes, by not having Dean Ambrose win one feud against Rollins, does that really make?
Yeah.
Granted, I did say this too. I said, look, I really just look at Ambrose really as just saving a spot.
Yeah.
He's just holding a spot right now. He's as soon as Reigns comes back, he's the third wheel again.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, I mean, what's good? The superstar comes back. Looks like he's gonna be in for their push on Raw. Kind of shows again what maybe the company's lack of faith in Ambrose as a character, really.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Am I pissed? Maybe Ambrose did get a win finally on Rollins, and this probably was the best chance he had of getting it. However, I'm also pissed off. I was also pissed off at the fact that Bray Wyatt was just falling off the wagon completely.
Yeah.
Well, I can't be pissed off at Ambrose and then say, "Oh wait, they finally have something planned for Wyatt finally now,
Yeah.
where he might be able to get relevant again." That's hypocritical there. So, and look, nobody saw the finish coming. Nobody saw Bray Wyatt interfering in the match.
Yeah.
So you got to give him credit for that. It was a shocking ending. I mean, yeah, like I said. So, and like I said, Bray Wyatt actually gave it away, like in an interview with a radio station like a month ago. He said, "Look, someone asked him straight up, who do you want to face right now? Like, what's the one guy?" He says, I think me and Ambrose can do a solid feud together. He says, these our characters are so similar in a way.
Yeah.
Kind of both unhinged characters. He thinks we can get.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good feud.
Yeah. I mean, as far as low card, I mean, it's not going to be a main event feud.
Yeah.
But if it brings Bray back on track and maybe he can give Dean a revamp maybe a bit.
Yeah.
After losing the Rollins constantly. Like I said, I'm all for it. So, yeah, was the result, am I mad because it wasn't the result that I wanted? Yeah. But is it the, should I be mad though that at least it means that, hey, Bray and Ambrose are going to feud now? Yeah, they're both relevant maybe. At least Bray's relevant again. I mean, like I said, so at the end of the day, I really am not mad about the result of the match. I know a lot of people are. That's fine. But to me, it's hypocritical because those same people probably were angry that Bray was not getting promoted a lot. And now here he is, shows up at the main event on pay-per-view. I mean, it ends with Bray Wyatt. The show ends with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
So you can't say that, I want Bray to be exposed more, but then say, but I don't want it to be done at Dean Ambrose's expense. I mean, you can't get it both ways.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, like I said, I'm looking forward to the feud. It's not going to be a main event feud, but at least I think it's going to be a big feud still.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, too, like, Rollins and Ambrose down the road, they may face each other again. And, I mean, if they have this Cena and Orton feud come back so many times, who's to say, Ambrose won't come back and beat Rollins at some point, down the road anyways. So, I mean, but for now, and I guess now we'll kind of get on to Raw since now, they're Raw definitely should, like, they're taking people different directions now. Starting with, Randy Orton and the Authority. Looks like Randy Orton did kind of turn babyface this past week. I mean, he's, basically turning against Seth. He snapped against Seth Rollins. He came out and, RKO'd him eventually. And Triple H is trying to, keep him calm. So
the Orton face turn is slowly starting to begin now.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't want him to be straight up babyface though.
Yeah, I mean, the way he was on Raw, like he's kind of like Ambrose in a way. Like he was like unstable.
Whoa, was Ambrose in a way because I mean, like I said,
he came out. He's like snap,
Like I said last week, there's a part of me starting to say that there's a point when Ambrose started to look like a joke, pretty much. When I think, unstable, but uses ketchup and mustard as weapons.
That
beating up a mannequin, or I mean,
hopefully gets Bray Wyatt.
It's strange. It's strange, but it's not like, this guy's a full blown psychopath. I mean, I get it's PG in that, but I've seen like Bray Wyatt do more weird weird stuff in a way than Ambrose has done. So like I said, I mean, it wasn't like. But no, what I'm referring to is like, remember when Orton, after WrestleMania 26 turned on Legacy?
Yeah.
And it was the next night on Raw. It was Batista and Swagger versus John Cena, and a partner of his choosing. He chose Randy Orton. That entire match, Orton was no different. He was still this kind of apex predator. And hell, he even teased like RKOing John Cena at the end. So they even played the whole, he's like John Cena very much still, too. But then they started just morphing into straight up babyface then. And that's when the character got stale. And Orton has said constantly, he hates playing babyface. He wants to play a bad guy. So I keep saying, why don't you just finally give us a tweener character finally? Orton's a bad guy. He kind of is. He kind of is a douchebag in real life. That even look at the guy walking down the way. He walks like a douchebag. So the guy has no face value attached to him whatsoever. Except the fact that he has a very cool finisher still. Yeah. Which clearly those Vine videos clearly have shown.
Clearly show that off. Yeah.
But like I said, that's what they should do. do what they did with Ambrose.
Yeah.
He still has like this heel mentality, as in I don't give a shit really. Yeah. But he like I said, kind of like Austin was at one point. Like Austin at one point when he was full like very over, he stunned anybody who came near him. Didn't matter if it was babyface, heel. He attacked everybody that came near him. I think if he had, and like I said, not to compare Orton to Austin, because they're like almost like people comparing Ambrose to Austin, kind of. But bring a character similar to that for Orton, where he stuns where he RKOs anybody that comes near him. Doesn't matter if it's John Cena, doesn't matter if it's Seth Rollins, he RKOs anybody. I think that character can get over with the fans then.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he kind of saw it too. Like he was bringing up anger management and stuff, and whatever Orton came out, it was good for me. And he doesn't need to be a full-fledged babyface, obviously. Whatever.
It's not him. It's come off natural.
Right. Yeah. Like his natural thing that he does is fine, and if he's booked as the good guy, he can still play his sort of his bad character self, or be the tweener character. So I mean but that was pretty interesting moment there. Just RKO's Seth Rollins, and I mean if you think about it right now that kind of makes Rollins the main babyface on Raw right now as far as full-time wrestlers goes.
Wait, Rollins? Babyface? No.
Or, I mean, heel.
Okay, good.
Orton's babyface, and Rollins is like the
Well, Rollins is clearly being set up as the top heel right now, at least as far as the Authority is backing him. They're making sure that he's going to get this easy road to the top, pretty much.
Yeah. Which I mean, right now I think is pretty good, but then again, I mean, they're a little light on heels if they turn, essentially.
Which makes the one guy who he turned tonight on Raw as a babyface a shocker, and the reason why they supposedly did it was also surprising for me.
What's that?
What? The superstar that returned on Raw?
Who returned on Raw this past week? Did I miss something?
Oh, I'm surprised. This is the guy who I remember you vocally on past shows saying this guy should be the WWE champion at some point.
Oh, you mean Ryback?
Yes, Ryback. You're bored, Ryback.
No, it looks like they kind of they're starting his career over again. You said return, and he
did. He returned.
Well, no, I know
he was out with an injury.
No, I know he returned, but you made it sound like somebody huge returned. I'm like, wait, and I'm sorry.
Supposedly he's in for another huge push again. Apparently.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like that match. I mean, it was like a squash match at the expense of Bo Dallas.
Well, yeah, but keep in mind, like I said, the Bo train has left the station clearly and has crashed. Like I said, they are done with Bo Dallas, obviously.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I thought the kid had potential, and it never gave him a shot at that to show that potential. At least give the person a shot. And if they fail, fine, they fail. But I hate when they don't give these kids a shot. And like I said, it makes me terrified when all these new other guys come up to the roster that I like on NXT, and they get the same treatment almost. I hope they don't. I hope like Hideo Itami doesn't get the same treatment. I doubt he does, because he's this big star from Japan.
Yeah.
And that's a keyword for the network coming in the future.
Yeah.
But like I said, it just, to me, Bo is done. I don't think he can recover from this.
I think after what we saw this past week,
he got squashed twice. He's done. That's his job now. From now on, he is the new Heath Slater, which is probably bad news for Heath, because that means Heath might be out of a job come today.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like I said, do you want to talk about Ryback?
Well, yeah. See, my reaction to that, they've like used him so little in the past year and a half or whatever.
Well, let's start with his.
My reaction was like,
let's start
with
when he debuted in the company and had this undefeated winning streak kind of. And he was getting Goldberg chants. Keep in mind, didn't hear one Goldberg chant when he came back to the TV more stuff.
That's true.
Granted, if you saw his promo backstage, which already made me almost put him in front of Roman Reigns almost, the babyface more of, because the guy here. Let me sum up Ryback's career if I could, because when he came out, when he debuted, he was fighting, and he had this undefeated streak going. Who did he mainly beat? Jobbers, nobodies. It was like 3-on-1 handicap matches and that. But anyway, so they finally they kind of put him on Raw finally, and he's finally, for some reason, don't know why, he didn't really beat anybody at that point in his career, but they needed somebody to fight Punk at Hell in
Yeah,
a Cell.
Hell in a Cell,
Because
yeah.
Cena was hurt. Cena couldn't go
Right.
on Hell in a Cell that day.
Yeah.
So they had Ryback coming. Of course, they did the whole Brad Maddox screwing Ryback over
Yeah.
deal and that. I mean, I know I heard guys like Chris Jericho on his podcast say Ryback should won the belt that night. He had an undefeated streak going. He was kind of starting to get. I would say over. He was getting Goldberg chants every night at that point. I would say he was getting over. He was kind of looked at as, oh, here they go, pushing another big meaty guy again. And like I said, the guy had no personality. He kind of was supposed to be just this quiet, guy coming down and just slam people and just, destroyed him. And that was it. Walked out. That pretty much just straight up Goldberg.
Yeah.
The Goldberg WCW. Very quiet. No personality. Keep in mind, also, Punk had that year-long reign going at the time, pretty much.
Yeah.
And like I said, they weren't going to drop even for a day. They want Punk to have a year-long reign coming in versus The Rock. Because when The Rock beat Punk, it meant something then. And a lot of people were saying, well, man, Ryback versus Rock would have been... No, it would not have been as over as Punk versus Rock. Yeah. Punk was the top heel at the time. People were waiting for
and
Punk.
Had the belt to...
Yeah, and he was a survivor. He survived in everything he did. Cheating, didn't matter. He survived. So a lot of fans were waiting for the day when someone finally would beat Punk pretty much. That would be The Rock eventually. But anyway, but here's the problem. After that Hell in a Cell loss, though, Ryback pretty much went on a losing streak then.
Yeah.
He lost at Hell in a Cell. He lost at Survivor Series. He lost at TLC. He lost at the Royal Rumble. Yeah. He lost at the Chamber. Granted, these were like 6-man matches in that. He lost to Mark Henry at WrestleMania that year. He lost to John Cena at Extreme Rules. Now, granted, I remember you.
It was like a false finish, I think.
I think it was. It was
like. Well, Ryback drove Cena through like the Titatron area.
Okay, no contest.
And then it's like,
he didn't win.
Anybody count the they just kind of let them both lay there. And
okay,
like,
but at the end of the day, Ryback did win the belt.
Right.
So I said at a loss.
Yeah, so you can count it as a.
And then the Avalanche match where he lost.
Protect Cena.
And pretty much, but like I said, but I would say I remember at that point when on your shows, because this is before I joined the show.
Shortly before, yeah.
I remember listening to your shows, and you kept saying like they should put the belt on Ryback, and I felt
if they want him to be for real here.
Yeah, but here's the point though. He was only put in that spot because they had nobody after Rock for Cena, pretty much, and Cena was not going to drop the belt after he just won it from Rock. Conquered the guy who people thought he couldn't conquer, and lose to a guy who at this point was pretty much a loser at this point here. Keep in mind, Ryback started to get this personality then as this bully backstage, as a heel in that. Grant and hell, Jericho, I remember put him over in a match one time even. Then he faced CM Punk and he lost again in that, which kind of killed his whole Paul Heyman deal in that. Keep in mind, the Punk match kind of made him viewed as an unsafe worker too, which was another reason why the guy never really got the push he ever got either. Because if you're gonna get pushes, Tyler, you gotta also get done in the ring as well.
And yet then they, down the road they put him against John Cena anyways, and it's like,
Yeah, but at the same time,
big baby face.
At the same time, they wanted exactly
sort of hypocritical.
Well, yeah, but at the end of the day, they wanted Ryback. The mission maybe but again, maybe unlike Punk, who supposedly bitched and moaned after Ryback almost killed him in that one segment. Cena maybe didn't bitch. Maybe he said, "Okay, I'm gonna get, the guy's still rusty.
Yeah,
he can work around the edges." I mean, honestly, the thing that benefited him was team up with Curtis Axel. Working that tag team. Yeah. First of all, gave him a personality. He had way more personality than Curtis Axel ever had in his career. The whole big guy deal. I mean, the guy had a personality in that kind of, and that's what the heel gimmick gave him a personality finally. So now people say, okay, he's not really Bill Goldberg now. He has his personality that Bill Goldberg never really had in his career. And I would even say, I never really even seen Roman Reigns have a personality yet too. Doing that, which is, but anyway, so he's teamed up with Axel for a while, and of course he has the hernia injury. Then he does like this great promo before he's about to have his surgery too. I don't know if you ever saw it on Instagram. It's great.
No.
It's actually a very entertaining promo. And like I said, the guy's gotten entertaining, which is why when he came back as a babyface, I wasn't really shocked, and the fact that he got a pop too wasn't really shocked because the guy has turned it around. And I don't know if you saw his backstage interview after his return.
Was it on like WWE exclusive?
You can probably watch it on the YouTube channel.
That's probably I'll have to go to that.
This promo has made me a Ryback believer because he doesn't. Because when he came out as a babyface originally, all he did was feed me more, and he did like this robotic promo here. Here he says like, look, I got put, I was big time when I first came in here in this company. I had massive setbacks, he says, and he says I even turned my back on the fans. He says I'm here to tell you that I'm not going to do that again. He says the fans need a new hero, and I'm going to be that hero. He says the big guys. I mean. This promo was easily better than anything I've seen Roman Reigns do in these interviews. The last interview that he did last Monday was better than the last one he did.
Yeah.
It was a little better set up in that. But Ryback in this promo alone has made me. He's getting pushed as this super babyface again.
Yeah.
I like him more than I do Roman Reigns right now. He has a personality.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll have to check out this promo since it was
now. Grant, I still think Reigns is the better in-ring worker.
Yeah, well,
but Ryback can cut promos now.
Yeah,
and like I said, I'm just saying, I saw this promo and I'm just like, this is a damn good promo here. This is a guy who's acting genuine. I mean, he's actually acting like a normal person. He's not going the whole, feed me. I mean, he did say feed me more, but he didn't say it in the promo, but he did it in a way that still felt very original.
Yeah,
and he even said, look, I think he ended with like, guess what? The big guy's back. Which was the one thing that that was like his new nickname when he was teaming with Curtis Axel. Yeah. I remember like a comedy one time. Curtis Axel said he it was the beginning of a tag team match. He wanted to stay in the ring, and Ryback jokingly says, "Big guy out." Yeah. And he stays in the corner. The guy developed a personality in that. So, but the reason why I suppose he became babyface, which I found was common, was because the company views that there's a lack of top babyfaces on the roster. I get it. Reigns and Bryan are out, and those are top baby faces. But that, to me, shows you where they view Ambrose in the coin. Yeah. The coin at. Because based on that lack of top baby faces, that means Ryback might be the second to last top baby face right now. Don't be surprised if he gets picked by John Cena to be on his team at Survivor Series.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm just saying it. And I said earlier, the guy who I think maybe now, after seeing this promo, should probably beat Rusev, Ryback.
Yeah. I mean, that's because.
Do we really need to have John Cena and another impressive, or maybe a guy? Come on, Ryback's only 32.
Yeah,
he actually still a pretty damn young guy compared to other guys on the roster here. So, and like I said, to me, he got pushed too hard in the beginning. He wasn't ready.
And then
he developed a heel character, but at the end of the day, I think he still wasn't ready yet. If he's improved as an in-ring worker, now granted, I did see that one spot they did him on Bo, and I kind of got terrified when he just flew him up in the air and tossed him in the corner. I was terrified about that a little bit, but I mean, I get it though. But again, Bo sold it for what it was worth because he's a damn good worker. Bo is. But I'm just saying, if you want to put this guy over as a big guy, then him beating Rusev at Mania would be huge.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. This guy, I've done a 180 on him. Originally, I thought he was just this big guy who just was getting pushed too fast. But he's developed a character. He's developed a personality. He's cutting better promos.
Yeah.
If his in-ring work is better, he's in a way better position than Roman Reigns has ever been right now.
Yeah.
Who some people have been saying might be getting pushed maybe too fast right now because, next John Cena or not, this guy has to start cutting promos here. I get his character's the silent, he's this cool, chilled guy in that. I get that.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, he's got to cut promos.
Yeah, more.
He's got to.
Maybe deeper.
Deeper promos. And Ryback in this one promo here got more deep than anything I ever heard Roman Reigns say on the mic in like the last year.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Once again, I think Reigns is the better worker, but that's only half there. And
right.
But like I said. So I just laughed when they said lack of top baby faces, which is not. I'm not saying that's wrong, but Orton's going to turn baby face. It looks like
in a sense, yeah, he's going to be booked as a baby face, whether or not he's a tweener.
Yeah. So who you got on the heel side? That Rollins,
right
Bray
now,
Wyatt, Mark Henry now, but Brandon. I mean, it's a pretty sad heel side too.
Yeah.
Now, maybe the company has more faith in Seth Rollins than they do maybe a Dean Ambrose right now. Maybe that's why they're saying, well, Seth can carry that, and then Brock comes back and he can fill in that gap there too.
Yeah.
I mean, And maybe when Barrett shows up again, he can fill in that gap. I mean, I guess they're saying there are gaps in there, but the fact that they said lack of top baby faces to me shows you that this is how high they might be on Ryback then maybe again. Because like I said, the guy, you see this promo, Tyler, you're gonna see what I mean. This guy has done a 180 for me.
Yeah.
I am a big fan of Ryback now.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check it out.
Like I said, if they wanted somebody to end Rusev and they're kind of reluctant of it being Cena again, make it Ryback. The guy can use a win.
I'd rather see someone, like that build off of beating a, Rusev streak or whatever than just John Cena ending it and, Cena's done plenty in his career. He doesn't need to, be a guy that ends Rusev's streak, I guess you could say. So yeah, that's but yeah, I mean he came back and like you said, no Goldberg chance. Everybody seemed into the
feed me more chant again.
It's like we took a time machine back 2 years ago. Everything kind of seemed back to normal there with Ryback.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a shame. Hopefully, maybe we'll get to see more Ryback's promo work, actually in the episode rather than WWE.com exclusive or whatever.
Well, it's almost like when Ziggler and Cesaro cut their promo for their Intercontinental title match too. That was on YouTube, but it was good. It was great production value. I wish it would have been on television though.
Yeah.
So then more people could see this, and then more people could say Ziggler. Because like I said, do you want to talk about that now? About the whole John Cena? Well, first of all, let's talk about the whole reason why we got that to begin with here. Stephanie comes out and does what Kane has done, what Bray Wyatt has done, what Paul Heyman did, and now they want to do, which is, hey, John, you going to turn heel?
Yeah.
Going to join the dark side?
It's like,
look, for a guy.
10th time we've seen that in the past few months.
No, it feels like that's all they do with Cena and feuds now is this whole will he, won't he deal. Is this really all that's left of this guy as a character right now? Is the whole will he, won't he?
Yeah.
If that's the case, why don't you just do it then instead of dangling it over the fans?
It's
really, not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's getting old.
But it's sad. It's pathetic. Cena has said it in constant interviews. He's not doing it. This company has said it in constant interviews. They're not doing it. So why are you bringing it up on television every single time?
Yeah.
It feels like. It's sad. It's questioning your audience intelligence, first of all.
Yeah.
And there were some people eating it up. There were some fans that actually saying, yes, he's going to turn heel. Yes, please do it. And you got people saying, no, don't do it. It's like, are you... How about the argument should be, why are you still dangling this whole thing over our heads right now? It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So stop saying it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that happened. John Cena, of course, going to captain his Survivor Series team.
Yeah. So that now obviously,
looks like Rollins going to captain the Authority
team. So then obviously, and if anybody thought Lesnar was going to face Cena at Survivor Series, obviously that's not happening.
I still think you got to wait for the Rumble.
Yeah, probably not until the Rumble.
Although I hear they're trying to get him maybe for TLC possibly. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
I think it's still going to be I think the Rumble is still a safe bet. So once again, I don't know what they're going to do at TLC. I figured this is what they're going to do. I think they're going to make a Survivor Series match the main event.
Yeah.
Because, it's kind of in the name. It's in the name.
Yeah, Team Cena.
Yeah, Team Cena versus Team Authority. Cena's first pick is Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Which shocked me a bit. I'm kind of happy that Dolph might be getting focused again. Granted, he did get his ass kicked on SmackDown badly, and got his ass kicked again on Raw.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was shocked. I'm hoping this is signs that Ziggler is getting back on the good graces of the company again.
Then again, I mean, there's gonna be some mid carders in this match just because there's not 10.
That's the other thing too. I'm saying the only reason this might be having queues because there's no Daniel Bryan, there's no Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it's gonna be some mid carders in here.
It's a very small roster right now. Not to mention, you're still gonna have other matches here, Tyler, too. Like Sheamus is gonna be facing Rusev, so you can't go with Sheamus, of course.
Right. Yeah.
Team, but yeah. So, they're probably saying, oh, good, he went with Ziggler first. This is great. They might get behind Ziggler again. And I'm saying, but then again, it's a very small roster.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if some guys were not out with injuries right now, Ziggler would not be the first pick of Cena's team. Granted, Rollins made, I think, a dumb mistake, making maybe Kane his first pick, too. But it is called Team Authority, and that's really the only members left. To me, the biggest angle is going to be which side is Orton going to join.
Yeah, that's.
Or maybe you have Orton join Rollins, and this is when you have him turn on Rollins. Maybe the only thing that about the whole reason why this is happening too is the fact that they're finally bringing up the whole idea that Cena is getting old.
Yeah. Well.
I mean,
Triple H kind of.
Yeah.
You know, like, see, it's time to start thinking about, Plan B or something.
The future, yeah, the future.
Yeah, Plan B.
But I mean, like the future is now, which is kind of funny. That's kind of the NXT tagline. So that's what I do. Would Team Authority actually include some NXT talent, maybe like some maybe Triple H's boys?
Yeah.
That he's been tweeting with, showing taking selfies with, like some of his talent guys down at NXT, because NXT is his baby. Yeah. So maybe brings some of those guys up to the main roster for the Team Authority and says, "Yeah, Cena, here's the future of the company." Yeah. So like I said, I mean, they had to bring him eventually. The guy's 37; he'll be 38 come next April. I mean, you got to bring up the fact that he's getting old.
Yeah.
3 more years he'll be 40. He'll still look pretty young, probably, but
even less than that now.
But at the end of the day, he's gonna be 40. He's got a 40-year-old body, and can he really still maintain the schedule that he's been able to maintain for so many years?
Yeah.
I doubt it, but we'll see what the company's gonna do in 3 years. I mean, someone actually said about guessing the next 5 years of WWE, and someone actually said like,
I think I saw it.
Yeah. There's actually a photo that says like what we want it to be, and it's like just like Sami Zayn, Adrian Neville, like all these young NXT guys. What it probably will be, and it shows John Cena versus Randy Orton again. Yeah. Like 5 years down the line, this is still gonna be the main guys on the roster.
I saw one with like Sami Zayn with the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
Ambrose with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and John Cena in a suit.
Yeah,
but still with a like a
John Cena cap.
Yeah, but in a suit. Like he'll be like running the show with Triple H, and it's kind of funny how like now John Cena like kind of calls it like the guy who runs the show.
Well, that's the thing too. He's fine even saying, "Yeah, I'm the top dog in the company. I've always been the top dog in the company." It's like.
No, he's like,
it's like they're starting to acknowledge the stuff that we've known for years now.
Yeah.
And I mean, it makes you wonder why all of a sudden. Maybe because reality is finally setting this company.
It's not rocket science, people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so I don't know. I mean, that was interesting on Raw, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you mentioned, possible idea of like Orton. Which side does he choose? And,
yeah. I mean, Sarge is going to be at St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah.
So it is Orton's backwoods. It's his hometown. Yeah. So he might get a pop no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, maybe like whatever team he's on, like you said, he could just like kind of like Steve Austin. He could just go on a tear and just start, capitalizing on these RKO Vine videos and just start RKOing everybody. RKO out of nowhere and left and right. That could be interesting.
Or I know is that if he's on Team Cena is gonna win the match.
Yeah.
Unless Orton unless it's a double cross, he turns on Cena at the end.
Yeah. He just starts turning on everybody.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like Team Authority one, especially with the whole future deal, especially if it does include maybe young NXT guys on his team. Because I was like, the future should maybe start winning matches here instead of the current present deal on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't that like John Cena's response too? Stop talking about the future. I talk about the present.
Yeah.
Like, stop talking about the fact that I might get old 5 years from now. Okay? The present is all that people care about.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe and then like we said, like maybe Ryback joins Team Cena. I don't know how some people feel, but I mean, see what they do with Ryback now. I mean, obviously that's a new interesting factor.
Like I said, you see this promo, it's made me a Ryback believer now. And I hated the character, to be honest with you. I thought I kind of was digging his heel character a bit, but even then, I thought the guy was an unsafe worker. I thought the guy just wasn't ready.
Yeah, I mean, he probably was. Yeah, I mean, I could see the unsafe part of it.
Yeah. And like I said, there was still that one spot against Bo. He just tosses the guy up in the air as high as he can. And I'm just like, oh God, please Bo, land right, please land right. Like,
yeah, I'm sure Bo knows that,
I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure he's pretty good at.
Like I said, maybe him team up with Curtis Axel, who's pretty much safe. Maybe that helped Ryback hone his wrestling ability, maybe a little bit too. Like I said, to me, this promo made me put him as number 2, right? Of course, if Orton turns, he'll probably be number 2. But I mean, it made me put him right in front of Roman Reigns, just because I don't know. What was your thoughts on Roman Reigns pre-interview?
Well, I liked it that it was actually a little more of an interview rather than just like Michael Cole, like, all right, tell us how you're doing, and then
Reigns
we'll
just
end
like Reigns just like stops for no apparent reason and there's no reaction.
Yeah.
And it's like, is Cole gonna say something? Is it? Yeah, it's just like this awkward silence, like 5 seconds. And then Reigns starts talking again. It's like he's clearly waiting for a reaction here.
Yeah.
But great, he did get reactions to this interview too. He got more than he did the last one.
It felt a little more like a WWE, like a little more in story, and how he's gonna come after Rollins and stuff like that, and his boy Dean Ambrose.
Well, even for the interview, they even did a kind of a promo video too. Like they show like highlights of him wrestling in that. I've heard maybe late December, early January is when they're gonna have him come back probably.
Yeah.
So probably after,
which is before the Rumble.
Right before the Rumble, perfectly right before the Rumble for the guy in that. So, I mean, like I said, the question is going to be: did him missing all this time, did that kill his momentum, or did it help him out? Did it make maybe people say, okay, not shoving him down quite our throats every week and that, like they do with John Cena?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do with Roman Reigns. Obviously, it's going to be interesting. People still claiming that's the main event. It's Brock versus Roman. That's mostly that has not changed.
Yeah, and if Reigns does come back then, and he'll probably go on to win the Royal Rumble, that's kind of what we plan. Most people I think thought.
Yeah,
at least heading.
He does hold the record for most eliminations. Would be weird if he breaks it this year too.
Yeah,
but breaks his own record.
Breaks his own record and then wins the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. But like I said, we'll see what happens. But no, I mean, I know a lot of people want to see Bryan, but Bryan's probably not even going to be at the Rumble.
Yeah.
I think it's based on if he shows a WrestleMania, it's a miracle.
Yeah.
He won't be in a main card. He'll be like in the bottom card probably. But I heard Tommy John surgery's coming finally. It sounds like his shoulder's not going to get strength back due to just doing. He thought maybe rehab would help do it. Just but it's just it's just there's too much damage in that area. Grant, at least it's his shoulder, not his neck.
Right.
But I don't know. We'll see. But it doesn't sound good for Bryan right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I know people want to see Daniel Bryan, come back again. Because he never really lost the belt. He had to vacate it due to injury and had. But I don't think it's in the cards this year for Bryan. He should have been Mania. Fans should just be happy he made the Mania.
Right. Yeah.
The Rumble looks like he's not going to have it unless WWE is doing such a hell of a job, and they're going to have this shocking return for him maybe at the Rumble. But right now, I mean, you'd ask, it's probably going to be Reigns, but I know some people think Reigns is not ready yet. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, but clearly the company's still high on this guy here, and they're not high on Dean Ambrose clearly.
Yeah.
I think the fact that it's with Bray Wyatt shows that. But even though
although it should be a good, I think I'm interested.
It should at least make Bray Wyatt interesting again.
Yeah.
I'm just still curious what Luke Harper and Eric Rowan are going to be doing now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Ambrose seemed a little. He didn't seem as like ketchup and mustard bottle kind of.
Yeah, he seemed kind of.
He seemed a little more. Which
off.
If they keep it to that, his unstable character works. I think. So.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they continue that feud, and obviously we'll continue to see what they Ryback, obviously a new something to look forward to on Raw.
I just got this strange feeling they got something planned with this guy.
Yeah, and obviously Orton,
like I said,
tweener character.
Like I said, even if I get more Roman Reigns, I don't want Ryback winning the Rumble and facing off against Brock Lesnar, though that would be an interesting feud down the line, maybe.
Yeah.
Assuming Brock stays with the company after this year, there's still that UFC rumor there. That is very reliable because one that Brock has that a lot of UFC talent don't have is he still holds the record for the highest pay-per-view buy in UFC history.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think Dana White says it
is a business at the end of the day. It's a business.
All Brock has to do is pick up the phone and
I mean, I'm trying to think who recently on UFC just got a title shot just because he called this guy out on television.
Yeah.
I mean, it had nothing to do with what this guy's winning streak and look, someone said it best. Look, UFC is a business at the end of the day. Boxing's a business too. Win and losses are great, but it's almost like Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. Nobody cares if Manny is not Manny anymore. Yeah. He's lost a few fights recently in that.
Yeah.
It's that they want to see these two guys get in the ring together and beat the holy hell out of each other because they really think these two guys hate each other, and that just sells pay-per-view. Then, I mean, so that's what I'm saying. That I mean, it's almost like real life sports like UFC and boxing can use what wrestling does, which is promos and promotion tools, to sell a fight. Now, granted, don't have these guys cutting promos about
standing in the
circle,
the cage.
No, but these guys can have stare downs in that and that. I mean, but that's what they use, and UFC has done it great as far as Brock and that. Like some of those, like him I remember watching some of those promos of him like sitting at his house watching the old Frank Mir footage and him just going through the fight in that. And just going, I hated that position. Like I remember Brock said, I hate getting beat up. I really do. I hate getting beat up by somebody.
Yeah.
And then of course he beat the hell out of Frank Mir at that fight. I remember.
Yeah.
Actually, that's mostly what Frank Mir says. He says Frank Mir actually said, hey, if Brock comes back, he wants first dibs of him. He thinks he won the first fight. Brock won the second fight. He wants to have a rubber match against him. So I'd pay to see that thing. I don't like Frank Mir's chances because like Frank would have lost the first fight if Brock didn't make a mistake early on in the fight by just dangling his leg there so he can take it. Pretty much.
It's not rocket science, people.
Yeah, exactly. So
like I said, I mean, we'll see. I mean, obviously, maybe Brock's just using UFC as a way to get a pay raise, maybe from Vince, maybe.
Yeah.
He's a smart businessman. He's a businessman.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, at least coming off of Hell in a Cell here, I mean, at least at least there's a sense of new things going on, right now, like things we just talked about, I guess we didn't even get to this yet.
Yeah, I mean,
we have some subscription numbers here.
We were going to do Ultimate Wrestling History Day, but I forgot that today they were gonna unveil for the third quarter of the month for the WWE. The new subscription numbers.
This is, important history enough, I guess. It's news.
Well, it would be history. This is history year because the network, historically spoken, can either be the biggest thing this company ever did or the biggest failure this company ever did.
So there is some sort of history.
So first of all, let's start with this here. I got an email today from the network saying that my 6 month, because as you know, me and Tyler both subscribe to the network and that. Now, I don't know what Tyler, but my subscription deal is that 6 month commitment deal. Well, I got an email today saying that from now on, all subscriptions are going to be done on a monthly basis. So it's just going to be $9.99 for 1 month for a month. So which means you can watch, I don't know, Survivor Series, and if you don't watch TLC, you can cancel your subscription and save money then. So there's no more commitments anymore for the network. So so that's when I first got there. But let's do some history here. So when they first announced the first subscription numbers back in April, after WrestleMania, it was 667,000 subscribers.
Yeah, right after WrestleMania time.
Which I don't think that I wouldn't say it was bad, but it wasn't what they were hoping for.
Right. Yeah.
Obviously, the magic number still is 1 million. They want to get to 1 million at some point by the end of the year.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening. Happening there, obviously the company still feels they can get to 1 million at some point. In July, the number went up slightly to 700,000 subscribers. Yeah. Granted, a lot of people supposedly dropped the network more than added it, so it's kind of viewed as a loss. Granted, they made a lot of cuts. That's when they started saying they're going to make cuts. They were even going to try to reduce the number to where it would be considered break even. Like there's a reason why the stock did drop in July, because the network, they actually said, look, we want this thing to work. We're going to do whatever it takes to make sure this thing does work, pretty much. Yeah. I'd be curious how the stock reacts today, though, because today's number was 731,000 total subscribers for October. Now, that's total, because if you remember, the July numbers were just domestic. This number here supposedly is actually domestic and international, which makes you wonder did more people drop the network too, and did all the people not pick it up? Now, internationally speaking, here are the countries that have the network right now: Australia, New Zealand, Hong Kong, Singapore, Mexico, Spain, and Canada. Now, Canada is interesting because how they worked it out in Canada with WWE, which I know has pissed a lot of Canadian fans off, because for us, it's a laptop. It's an online service, kind of Netflix. We can pick and choose the content. In Canada, WWE worked out a deal with Rogers Media, I believe, which is the top cable provider in Canada. Which apparently a lot of Canadian people hate. But who really loves your cable company really in real life? I mean, and apparently in Canada, it's a premium television channel.
Yeah.
So you got to pay Rogers Media to show the network on your TV. And it's a channel, which means you don't get the option of choosing your content. The cable company or I guess WWE via the cable relay chooses it for you. So you don't get to really choose what you want to watch in that.
Yeah.
So a lot of Canadian fans I know are pissed off about this. But still, to have 731,000, and this is the market so far. I just put down the big countries that I know that the network's in.
Yeah.
I mean, Australia, New Zealand, Hong Kong, Mexico definitely is a big wrestling country in that. Now, of course, internationally speaking, here are the countries that have not had it yet, and if they add these, this should be hopefully this should move the numbers up.
Yeah, you would think.
The UK, which reportedly is going to go for the same deal that Canada did as far as Sky Sports, making it a premium cable channel. Italy, Germany, Japan, which is going to be a big market, definitely with Hideo Itami. Yeah. If he gets to the main roster, that's going to be maybe when they plug the network, maybe in that country. India, China, which is I'm surprised they haven't plugged it in China yet.
Yeah,
that's a pretty big market there from a business standpoint.
Pretty big population.
India too. That's a big population too. That's a pretty big market too. Thailand, Malaysia, and of course the Arab nations, pretty much. Yeah. The United Arab Emirates. Pretty much the Middle East is not. Yeah. It's not had any plug yet. So WWE's response to this, besides canceling 6 months commitments, is now for new subscribers. I can't believe they're going to do this here. If this does not kill any other cable provider or satellite provider that still provides pay-per-view old-fashioned, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
But for new subscribers, so if you don't subscribe to the network, you probably want to listen to this here. For new subscribers, for the full month of November, you can subscribe to the network, and it will be absolutely free.
Oh my God, that is funny!
There you go.
Well, free. It's funny. It's kind of sad too.
There won't be
but
there won't be 9. Yeah, it'll be
for new subscribers. Keyword new subscribers though.
Yeah,
right. Granted, some of this idea. So wait, if I cancel my subscription and I resubscribe to the network, am I considered a new subscriber, or am I still considered a returning subscriber? Maybe like they haven't really explained that yet.
Yeah. We get that month free if we just drop right now.
This is no more 6 month commitment anymore.
Yeah,
but. So that means you can watch Survivor Series, a pay-per-view, keyword pay-per-view, for free.
Right.
For the entire month of November. This speaks of desperation.
Yeah, more than ever.
It's sadness, kind of, but it's kind of a smart idea. Now, granted, they offered what? The network for free? Great, you didn't even have to subscribe. They put it on Raw a week, I remember. It was like a 2-week period maybe they did.
Yeah,
and it didn't move the numbers.
Yeah.
And who's to say people, they might subscribe for November, but then just drop it after November maybe.
Yeah. So we got our free month.
Yeah, we got a free month then, I mean, we're still not going to commit to this thing. I mean,
and they can say that, do we want to pay $9.99 for that,
So I was shocked when they said this here.
Yeah.
First of all, you're pissing off people who currently own the network, and are still going to pay $9.99 a month.
Like us.
Because like I said, I don't know if the name new means if we cancel it and we resign, we get it for free, or if no, you're not new, you're returning. That's not new.
Yeah, you're trying to cheat the system.
Yeah, you're trying to cheat the system here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's kind of funny there too. Like I brought up Canada and UK. I do know there are some Canadian and UK fans that do have the network though.
Yeah.
There's a way of getting around it. There's a system on your laptop where I forget what it is, but there's actually like a how-to on YouTube how to do this internationally speaking. And which also makes some of these numbers here kind of weird too. But someone in the UK showed me on YouTube there. I remember watching this video here, and what it is you go this is some section on your laptop.
Yeah. And
what it does is you can change where you're located. Like it says you're in the UK in that, but if you just change it to some zip code or say you're in the United States, it will accept your credit card and everything, and you will be subscribed to the network as if you were like an American citizen or something like that. I know that's how some international fans got around it in the beginning, because in the beginning it was just in the US, not internationally. So I think some Canadian fans and UK fans trying to get around that because they hate this shitty cable deal that might be coming their way. But no, I am shocked. So. The second thing is just speculation, but I think it's a guarantee, this low number.
Yeah.
Talent's going to get cut at some point. It might be today. They got to show these investors that they're still serious with this network here. I mean, like I said, if I'm at Zack Ryder right now, I send him best wishes and future endeavored tweets right now. I'd say best of luck, Zack. Best of luck. You had a great moment in that, but I mean, because who else are they going to cut really in this roster here? They haven't cut already. So, like I said, I just thought this was huge.
Yeah.
It's sad, really. The whole Free November thing is sad. It's gutsy, too.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I'm a cable provider and a satellite provider right now, and I'm still covering WWE pay-per-views for like $50 a month, what? You should just drop them right now. I mean,
yeah.
So I mean, there's still cable. There's still people who can order pay-per-views the old-fashioned way, as I like to call it. Like that, they still order like the $50 a month deal, and I don't know why you wouldn't now. I mean, but some still do it that way. Okay, I know maybe some very senior wrestling fans don't own a laptop, maybe, or a computer for that matter, so they don't have that option. Maybe, like I'm talking about guys in their 70s and 80s, maybe that still has product, Tyler. Like that's all they have left is television. They don't have a computer. They're not going to buy a computer because they might die in 10 years.
Yeah.
Why waste that much money on it? But I don't know, Tyler. I've been doing a lot of talking. What are your thoughts on these numbers here? Because
I mean, obviously between July and October, they add all these other, and they only get 31,000 essentially out of all these, new, basically. People that haven't had the chance to subscribe yet, now they have the chance, and that's that's all they get out of it. It's like
I mean, like I said, I do know a lot of people have dropped. I do know there have been plenty of people.
Yeah, more people probably.
Like I said, I've contemplated doing that too. Honestly, if we didn't do this show, I would probably drop it.
Yeah, you did mention before.
I mean, because I like the fact that we can do pay-per-view reviews and at least watch the show instead of like saying, "Oh, we didn't watch it." We're just gonna say, "Well, I heard this match was good. I heard this match was bad." I mean, to me, that's not actually reviewing a pay-per-view. You must not even review a show anymore if you don't even watch the show.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, they do have other big markets they've not shown in yet. If I was them, you better have dates at this investor meeting for when you're going to launch it there.
Yeah.
That's only, say next year we're going to launch in China. You got to show people and your investors that you still are going to move forward with this network here. And the fact that you still have all these big markets yet, Germany's a big market in Europe. That's a huge market. Japan's big. China is a huge market.
Right.
I'm still shocked they have not launched in China. They don't even have a date yet for China yet. That's a pretty big market there. So, I mean, look, to me, good numbers would have been 800 to 900,000 because of all the international subscribers in that. If it had been below this number,
July,
it would have been even worse.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been back to April's number. That would have been terrible. But this is not great.
Yeah.
All you can really say is, well, the number went up. But it should probably be closer to 800, 900,000 right now. Yeah. Because they said, supposedly they still want to have 1 million by the end of the year. Well, it's not going to get to 1 million at this rate.
Yeah, not this rate.
So, I mean, look, and like I said, I remember one time saying, well, look, I remember Yahoo Finance did this whole bit where they did research, said like wrestling fans are very cheap and they don't actually are committed in that. Look, I believe that. I do believe that. There are probably still people that still watch pay-per-views illegally on streams on the internet because that option's still available to them. Although once again, this would be pretty stupid since it's free on the network now, and you probably don't have a chance to. At least in those streams, you got a chance of getting a virus on your computer. Here, you don't have a chance of getting a virus on your computer. But I mean, for me, it's on the company's end. All I've seen them do the past couple months is plug $9.99,
right?
As if that's the only problem with why this network's not selling. It's not. Bring original content in. I said this before. I was digging the old Raw episodes, but then for like 2 months they stopped updating that page.
Yeah.
And I almost said, did the guy die? Did he get fired? I mean, was he part of the cuts? I mean, did they cut guys on the network too? I mean, they started adding them again now, but it's like, I know like old fans that stopped watching because they were digging the old house shows from like the 70s and 80s and that, because that was their time period. That's when they watched wrestling.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit about the new stuff. They want to watch the old stuff for the network and that. So they gave up because they stopped updating those pages. They started showing ECW when they first came out. They stopped updating that page too.
Yeah.
So it's like, and like I said, all these new shows coming out here. I mean, the Rivalries one looks awesome there, but much like the Monday Night Wars one, I kind of stopped watching it there because it's like I've heard this before.
Yeah.
I know people who haven't heard it and they found it interesting there. That too, I think some of it's been is kind of skewed a bit towards WWE's favor because they did win the war.
Yeah.
So something's not going to bring up as far as company standpoint goes there. But I've never seen a company market a product so poorly.
Yeah.
I mean, and the fact that you got Michael Cole and JBL laughing, plugging $9.99, they're laughing about it.
Yeah.
What does it tell you when you have your own employees laughing about your promotion for the product, or even laughing at the product in general? How do you take it serious then? How do you expect your customers to take it serious if your own commentators are kind of chuckling when they say, "Hey guys, $9.99," it's a bargain. I mean, it blows my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess that'll wrap it up for the Great Wrestling Debate today.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean,
a lot going on. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in to this marathon edition.
So hopefully, I know. I was going to bet.
No, that's all right, but there's a lot going on. I mean,
yeah, I mean, like I said, alternate wrestling history maybe hopefully next week.
Yeah, maybe we'll
I did have something to talk about, but I said, look, when I saw these numbers, I'm just like, this is too big to talk.
Yeah.
To not miss. I mean, like I said, the investor meeting, I think it's just happened. I'm curious what they said. I'm curious how the stock market reacts to it. I mean, like I said, if they want to save themselves, first of all, they got to say, okay, look, we have, the UK, it's going to be, I know the UK is going to supposedly launch in November, so that's a plus there. But for these other markets, you got to start having dates out. You got to start showing investors that you actually are going to launch in these other markets yet. You also got to start showing people what other content you're going to put in the network here in advance, so that way you can plug it here. But still, this is a sad number.
Yeah, yeah.
I know that's not how they're going to promote it at the investor meeting. I know it's going to be like, whoa, it's still early yet, guys. It's not the end of the year yet. We still got other markets yet, and we can still get to that 1 million mark, or at least 800,000. They don't get 800,000 by the end of the year. That's even sadder.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, at least the number didn't go down, but at the same time, 31,000 gain is sad.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe marketing an internet product for little kids is not a good idea either.
Yeah.
I did bring it up before the show started. I just said, look, I get marketing to little kids because that's your future audience there. Because down the line they will be, they'll probably be more around the product than we will when we get older.
Yeah.
And that maybe. But at the same time, you do realize that little kids don't have income.
Yeah.
Their parents are buying this shit for them. And, with all the merchandise and all that they're buying, the Cena merchandise and all that, they're going to run out of money eventually. So they're not going to, even $9.99 this might be too expensive for them there. Granted, that might be where the whole free deal comes in. But like I said, I don't know. I'm interested to see how the day goes forward, what's going to happen. But honestly, I was just shocked when I saw this number. I wasn't expecting a big number, but I wasn't expecting this number either.
Pretty underwhelming.
Very underwhelming performance. So, curious how the stock market reacts to it.
Yeah. Yeah, and we'll be back next week as always to talk on the Great Wrestling Debate. See what happens going forward with guys like Ryback and Randy Orton and whatever else. So thanks for tuning in as always, and you can hear from us next week as always in the Great Wrestling Debate.